In the ashes of Alexander's invasion, Chandragupta Maurya built an empire that united the Indian subcontinent. Guided by the strategist Chanakya, he forged a state of discipline, surveillance, and iron rule. The Mauryan capital, Pataliputra, stood like a jewel of order and fear. From these foundations, his grandson, Ashoka, inherited not just a throne, but the weight of ambition. Stricah, Maurya. Ashoka was not born, the saint history remembers. Known as Ashoka the Fierce, he seized the throne through ruthless power struggles. For years, he expanded the empire, driven by a hunger to dominate the map. His court chroniclers praised him as Devanampiya, beloved of the gods, yet his hands dripped with conquest. In his eyes, empire was a mirror of divine will, and he was its instrument. Then came Kalinga, a land that refused to kneel. The war was brutal beyond imagination. When the dust settled, 100,000 lay dead, countless more enslaved. Ashoka rode through the battlefield not as a victor, but as a witness to his own horror. The air stank of death, the rivers ran red. In that silence, something inside him broke, not his power, but his certainty. Days after Kalinga, Ashoka could not sleep. He saw faces, not enemies, but humans. Children without fathers, widows without homes. Power, once intoxicating, now tasted like ash. In the chronicles, it is written that the emperor wept for what he had done and swore to change the very meaning of rule. Ashoka turned to the teachings of the Buddha. He found in them not ritual, but compassion, the courage to renounce violence. He proclaimed Dhamma, a moral law based on kindness, tolerance, and truth, as the guiding light of his empire. Instead of soldiers, he sent monks. Instead of conquest, he sought conversion of hearts. His power remained vast, but now its purpose was peace. Under Ashoka's rule, hospitals rose beside temples. Roads bore not war banners, but inscriptions of mercy. He sent emissaries beyond borders to Greece, Sri Lanka, and Central Asia, carrying messages of moral harmony. His edicts, carved in stone, became sermons to eternity. All men are my children. For the first time in history, empire and empathy coexisted, uneasy but real. But peace has enemies of its own. After Ashoka's death, the empire began to crumble. His successors abandoned his ideals. Borders shrank, memory faded. Yet even as power dissolved, his message endured, scattered across the subcontinent like seeds of quiet rebellion against cruelty. Centuries later, explorers rediscovered the rock edicts carved on cliffs and pillars across India. There, Ashoka's voice still spoke: compassion, self-control, and respect for all life. No empire lasts forever, but words carved in conscience outlive even stone. Ashoka's empire was not of land, it was of memory. Ashoka's story is the paradox of civilization itself, how wisdom often blooms from tragedy. In conquering others, he found only emptiness. In mastering himself, he found eternity. History remembers him not for the wars he won, but for the one he refused to fight again, the war within. Perhaps every empire carries its own awakening, the moment it realizes that greatness without grace is decay. Ashoka saw too much, and through that vision became more than a king. When power meets compassion, a new civilization begins, not of swords, but of hearts. Will we too need to see too much before we learn to see clearly?